Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into a surprising trend, the mass exodus from the United States. While America has long been seen as a beacon of opportunity, more and more Americans are starting to question that narrative. They're packing their bags, grabbing their passports and leaving. What's driving this shift? Is it the allure of exotic cheeses, the siren song of affordable healthcare, or perhaps just the desperate desire to escape the inescapable clutches of Guy Fieri? Over the next few minutes, we'll be dissecting the economic anxieties, political frustrations, and the seductive whispers of a better work-life balance that are leading Americans to seek greener pastures elsewhere. So stick around, because this is one story you don't want to miss. Let's be honest, living in America is getting expensive. Housing costs defy gravity, healthcare bills are astronomical, and education feels like a costly gamble. For many, the American dream feels more like a fever dream. They're working longer hours, taking on multiple jobs, and still struggling. Meanwhile, countries like Portugal, Mexico, and Thailand offer a lower cost of living. Who wouldn't trade the stress for a beachside bungalow and tropical cocktails? America, the land of the free, the birthplace of democracy, a nation founded on the principles of liberty and justice for all, at least that's what they tell us. But lately, the political climate in the US has been about as stable as a Jenga tower built by a caffeinated toddler. From partisan gridlock to social unrest, it seems like America is constantly teetering on the brink of, well, something not great. And for many Americans, the constant state of political turmoil is simply exhausting. In contrast, many other countries offer a more stable and predictable political landscape. Places like Canada, Denmark, and New Zealand are known for their strong social safety nets, their commitment to social justice, and their generally more, well, sane approach to politics. So, it's not surprising that some Americans are looking to escape the political circus and find refuge in countries where the government actually seems to give a damn about its citizens. The American healthcare system, a shining example of, well, how not to run a healthcare system. Getting sick in America can lead to financial ruin. Deductibles, co-pays, out-of-network fees, it's overwhelming. In many developed countries, healthcare is a basic human right, not a privilege. Countries like Canada, the UK, and France offer universal healthcare systems. No wonder many Americans seek medical refuge abroad. America, the land of opportunity where hard work is rewarded and the streets are paved with gold, or so the myth goes. But in reality, for many Americans, the pursuit of the American dream has become an endless grind, a soul-crushing marathon with no finish line in sight. They're working longer hours, taking fewer vacations, and sacrificing their personal lives in the name of, well, what exactly? In many other developed countries, people actually prioritize their well-being, their families, and, dare I say it, their happiness. They have generous vacation policies, paid parental leave, and a culture that values work-life balance. Countries like Sweden, Norway, and the Netherlands have created cultures that prioritize work-life balance, recognizing that happy, well-rested employees are actually more productive and engaged. So, while America continues to worship at the altar of hustle culture, other countries are proving that there's a better way, a more humane way, a way that doesn't involve sacrificing your sanity and well-being for the sake of a paycheck. And honestly, that sounds pretty damn good to me. America, the great melting pot, a nation built on diversity and the promise of equality for all, except of course when it comes to, well, pretty much everything. From systemic racism to LGBTQ+ discrimination, America seems to have a knack for finding new and inventive ways to marginalize and oppress entire groups of people. And for many Americans who don't fit neatly into the dominant cultural narrative, life in the US can feel like navigating a minefield of prejudice and intolerance. There are countries out there that embrace diversity, that celebrate differences, and that are actively working to create more inclusive and equitable societies. Countries like Canada, Ireland, and Iceland are known for their progressive social policies, their commitment to human rights, and their generally more welcoming and accepting attitudes towards people of all backgrounds. They're finding that the grass really is greener on the other side, not just in terms of economic opportunity or quality of life, but also in terms of social acceptance and inclusion, and frankly, that's a breath of fresh air. Remember offices? Those beige-painted, fluorescent-lit boxes where we used to spend our waking hours? For many, those days are gone. Remote work is reshaping how we live and work. With a laptop and internet, work from anywhere. Emails from a beach in Bali? Sure. Deals from a cafe in Paris? Absolutely. The world is your office. Escape commuting and office politics. But it's not all sunshine. Remote work has challenges, time zones and loneliness. But the benefits often outweigh the drawbacks. Let's talk about taxes, baby. No, don't go running for the hills just yet. I know, taxes aren't exactly the sexiest topic of conversation. But here's the thing. Taxes are the price we pay for a civilized society. They fund our schools, our roads, our healthcare. Well, maybe not so much our healthcare in America, but you get the point. But here's the rub. Americans pay a lot of taxes. And I mean a lot. In fact, compared to many other developed countries, Americans are taxed at a significantly higher rate. Countries like the Bahamas, Monaco, and the United Arab Emirates have no income tax at all. And while those might not be the most realistic destinations for everyone, there are plenty of other countries with significantly lower tax burdens than the US, such as Portugal, Mexico, and Thailand. When you factor in the lower cost of living, the better work-life balance, and the often superior social safety nets offered in many other countries, the tax burden in America starts to look even more, well, burdensome. The American education system, a beacon of, well, it's complicated, isn't it? America boasts some of the most prestigious universities, attracting the brightest minds globally. But it's plagued by inequality, underfunding, and high costs. Many Americans face crippling debt for a college education. In other countries, education is a public good, not a privilege. Germany, Finland, and Norway offer free or subsidized higher education. They show that investing in education is an investment in the future. Remember when climate change was just a theory, a distant threat that we didn't really have to worry about for another few decades? Yeah, well, those days are long gone. Climate change is here, it's real, and it's already wreaking havoc on our planet. And let's be honest, America isn't exactly known for its proactive approach to environmental issues. From devastating wildfires to catastrophic hurricanes, the effects of climate change are becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. And for some Americans, particularly those living in areas most vulnerable to the impacts of climate change, the decision to leave isn't just about seeking a better quality of life. It's about seeking safety and security for themselves and their families. They're looking for higher ground, both literally and figuratively, and they're finding it in countries that are taking a more proactive and responsible approach to climate change. They're finding that a greener future is possible, and they're not waiting around for America to catch up. Let's be honest, sometimes the reasons for leaving are deeply personal. A complex tapestry woven from individual experiences, relationships, and aspirations. Perhaps you've always dreamed of living in a particular city, immersing yourself in a different culture, or learning a new language. Maybe you have family ties abroad, or you're simply looking for a change of pace, a chance to break free from the routine and embrace the unknown. Whatever the reason, the decision to leave one's home country is never an easy one. It's a leap of faith, a step into the unknown, and it takes a certain amount of courage, determination, and, let's be honest, a healthy dose of wanderlust. But for those who do take the plunge, the rewards can be immeasurable. Living abroad offers the opportunity to broaden your horizons, challenge your perspectives, and experience the world from a whole new vantage point. So, if you're feeling that itch, that undeniable pull towards something more, something different, something, don't ignore it. Embrace the unknown, pack your bags, and see where the journey takes you. Outro, the American Exodus, a sign of the times. So, there you have it. The American Exodus is a complex issue with no easy answers, but one thing is clear, more and more Americans are voting with their feet, seeking a better life beyond the borders of the land of the free. Whether it's the allure of affordable health care, the promise of a better work-life balance, or simply the desire for a change of scenery, the reasons for leaving are as diverse as the Americans who are making the move. And while it remains to be seen whether this trend will continue, one thing is certain, the American dream is evolving, and for many it's no longer tied to a specific location, but to the pursuit of a better life, wherever that may be. Thanks for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Let us know in the comments if you or someone you know is considering moving abroad, and why.